90-day fiancé Loren Brovarnik discloses remarkable life update following departure from the U.S. with Alexei and children. Loren Brovarnik from 90-day fiancé, happily ever after, has been informing her Instagram fans about her family holiday in Israel. She aspired to go to Israel with Alexei Brovarnik and their 3 children, Shai, Asher, and Ariel. Nevertheless, because to worldwide challenges and the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, they were compelled to suspend their plans and remain in the United States. Loren just visited Israel with her family for the first time in several years. Loren enthusiastically recounted their excursion on Instagram on the 4th of July, suggesting a potential prolongation of their visit. Loren has persistently provided updates from her vacation, conveying her delight in being in the country and assuring both supporters and skeptics of her enjoyment. Loren recently posted an Instagram story including a photograph of herself with her daughter, Ariel Brovarnik, along by the message, "And a successful day too in our favorite place." A fan remarked that Israel is well suited to her. Loren tweeted a close-up, makeup-free selfie, showcasing her luminous face and broad smile, stating that the jet lag is justified by the pleasant experiences she is having in her home, Israel. Loren's optimistic updates from Israel indicate her genuine happiness in being with her family. This vacation and meeting her family in Israel may instill in Loren the confidence to relocate there permanently. Loren and Alexei have articulated their aspiration to envision themselves and their offspring residing in Israel. Although they have not yet established a definitive plan, their ongoing travel may assist them in reaching that conclusion. The cast member of 90-Day Fiancé, happily ever after? Season May 9th be inspired by her pleasure in Israel to seek a means of establishing a life there. Loren has suggested multiple times her desire to remain in Israel for a lengthy duration. She already indicated her intention to prolong her vacation by an additional week in the country. Loren's enjoyment of being in Israel, coupled with Alexei's familial connections there, are substantial motivations for their desire to create a new life in the Middle East. Relocating from United States and purchasing a new residence in Israel will allow Loren and Alexei to impart knowledge of their background and traditions to their children. It is gratifying to observe Loren relishing her experience in Israel. It is hoped that she has prioritized her family's safety and is residing in an area apart from crisis zones. Although establishing a new life in Israel with her husband and children would be preferable, it is also prudent for her to evaluate the opportunities accessible to her and her 3 children in the United States. It is anticipated that the cast member of 90-Day Fiancé, happily ever after, will provide further clarification regarding her relocation plans, as this is the primary inquiry of her followers. As the Florida sun gradually descended behind the clouds, Loren sat silently on the back patio, savoring her preferred iced coffee. The breeze conveyed the remote laughing of their son Shai, who was playing indoors with Alexei. Life had transformed significantly since her 90-day fiancé days. She was now a mother, a wife, and soon to be a mother of 3. However, on that day, an agitation was manifesting within her. She had recently returned from an extended, poignant luncheon with her parents, Marlene and Brian. The conclusion was unforeseen, stemming from a dispute on a recent personal decision she had taken. As she contemplated their chat, one question persisted in her mind. Do my parents genuinely understand me? Or is it Alexei who possesses the most profound understanding of me now? Later that evening, Loren summoned a family supper, extending an invitation to her parents as well. She needed to confront the expanding chasm and the unarticulated strain. The subject, her choice to return to full-time employment despite expecting a new kid. The atmosphere at the dining table began jovially. Shai hurled peas at the dog, while Alexei laughed as he tidied the disorder. However, the conversation eventually became serious. I believe it is not the appropriate moment, Lore, Marlene stated, interrupting her lunch. You have consistently aspired to be a stay-at-home mother. That was your aspiration. Loren exhaled audibly. That was my aspiration, mother. However, individuals undergo evolution. I desire to regain my sense of self. My profession is integral to my identity. Brian intervened, attempting to mediate. It is merely abrupt, dear. Are you certain this is not a result of stress or pressure? Subsequently, Alexei articulated his thoughts with composure yet assertiveness. She has been contemplating this for several months. I am aware because I observe her each night when she is unable to sleep. I am aware of her method of composing lists in her journal. She has meticulously scheduled every detail to the hour. She is undertaking this endeavor for her own sake, not to demonstrate anything to others. Marlene's gaze became gentle. Do you genuinely believe this aligns with her desires? Alexei gazed at Loren before shifting his attention to her parents. I am aware of that. Subsequent to supper, Marlene quietly contacted Loren. Her voice was subdued, yet her gaze was earnest. Do you ever sense that we no longer comprehend you? Loren exhibited hesitation. Occasionally, yes. Following my marriage and transition into motherhood, I underwent transformations that I had not anticipated. Alexei has experienced every moment beside me. He listens even in my silence. It is as if he comprehends my silence. Marlene acquiesced with a deliberate nod. You remain my little girl, yet I realize I have clung too fervently to your past self, rather than embracing who you have become. The following morning, Loren observed from the couch as Alexei engaged with their children. He oriented himself towards her, perceiving her gaze, and smiled. It was an understanding smile, the type that only someone who genuinely understands you can offer. At that time, Loren said to herself, Indeed, he recognizes me, perhaps even superior to my parents' current understanding. However, it was not a melancholic notion, it was a wonderful one. It signified her maturation, allowing her parents the opportunity to reconnect. However, Alexei? He had consistently accompanied her at every juncture. The Florida sun illuminated the hospital room gently, laying a golden glow on Loren's radiant face as she cradled her newborn boy. Alexei stood beside her, eyes wide with a blend of admiration and fatigue, softly caressing the infant's minuscule fingers. He resembles Shy remarkably, Loren murmured, her voice laden with love. Alexei remarked with a smirk, However, this one undoubtedly resembles my nose. In the hospital corridor, 3-year-old Shy was energetically jumping, his curls bobbing in tandem with his small feet. His grandparents attempted to restrain him, but the exhilaration proved too. May I see the baby now? Is mother finished yet? Shy repeatedly inquired every 5 seconds. Ultimately, the nurse emerged and offered a slight nod. Elder sibling may enter now. Shy's eyes lit. He seized his father's hand and ambled into the room. Upon seeing Loren on the hospital bed cradling a bundle swathed in blue, his pace diminished. His gaze traversed the infant before shifting to his mother. Who is that? He inquired, gesturing. Loren laughed softly. Shy, this is your younger brother. Recall that we informed you he was in Mama's womb? Shy inclined his head, maintaining his serious demeanor. Did he emerge now? Affirmative, dear. Approach nearer. Do you wish to meet him? Shy meticulously ascended the chair adjacent to the bed, his small hands clutching the mattress's edge. Alexei carefully elevated him and positioned him next Loren. The infant, hardly 2 days old, yawned and opened his eyes. Shy leaned closer, examining the infant with the scrutiny of a miniature scientist. He is diminutive, he remarked with a chuckle. Loren smiled, suppressing tears. Indeed, he is your younger sibling. What is his name? Shy inquired. We awaited your arrival, Alexei stated. Do you continue to favor the name Asher? Shy contemplated briefly and then nodded with pride. Affirmative. Asher. Infant Asher. Loren carefully positioned Asher into Shy's embrace, providing support from underneath. The toddler initially froze, apprehensive to move, but subsequently relaxed when Asher emitted a gentle coo. He has an affection for me, Shy murmured. Loren stated, He already loves you. The family acclimated to their new life upon returning home. Shy was elevated to the position of big brother and approached the role with utmost seriousness. He brought diapers, even when they weren't needed, sung lullabies, off-key but beautiful, and told anyone who would listen, This is my brother, Asher. He was in his mother's womb, but now he has been born. However, not all aspects proceeded seamlessly. One evening, Shai gazed upward with a sulky expression. Mama, why baby cries so much? Loren laughed softly. Due to the inability of infants to communicate verbally, dear. That's how he tells us what he needs. Shai contemplated this, then hurried to retrieve one of his sippy cups and presented it to the weeping infant. Here, Asher. I assist you. Alexei embraced him warmly. You are the finest elder brother, Shai. One evening, after the boys had fallen asleep, Loren and Alexei occupied the couch. The residence was ultimately serene. I was uncertain about how Shai would adapt to the role of a big brother, Loren remarked, sipping her tea. Observing their companionship, it feels as though my heart has expanded significantly. Alexei grinned, encircling her with his arm. They are siblings, perpetual companions, similar to us. We have created something exquisite. Observing the baby monitor displaying both sons slumbering adjacent to one another in their communal room, Loren murmured, following the 90 days, this is my aspiration realized. And Alexei answered, after the 90 days, this is only the beginning. Greetings, esteemed viewers. Welcome to my channel. I am Amelia. I hope your day is going well. If you like the video, please remember to subscribe to the channel.